Can you hear the bees? Good morning. All of these trees are in full bloom right now. And I passed a bunch of them already. And there are just lots of bees. I don't see them, but we'll keep going. Since we don't have the sun this morning, I thought we can... Well, we do have the sun. It's just not shining. The fallen tree. There's that interesting proverb, don't chop wood from the fallen tree. It doesn't mean that you can't use a fallen tree for firewood. What it means is, metaphorically, when somebody's reputation is broken, don't throw more stones at them. There's a rush on social media to condemn people. I wonder if we can see this from up here. Watch what's happening out here in the water. Trying to see which spot it is. I have to do it quickly because otherwise we'll lose it. I'm watching, I think it must be a catfish, but a real big one. Oh, there it is. What is that? Or maybe it's the apparatus of a fisherman who's down there that I didn't notice. That's more likely. It's not really, doesn't look like a catfish operation. It looks like one of those little baskets they send out with robot baskets they send out with bait for the fish. It's an ugly thing when people slash at people who are down. There's something cruel about it, something base, not noble. Respect before every human person. So much we must, not just verbally, but really do. Really do. Somebody has done something wrong, a crime, some evil. It has to be dealt with. But we've no idea of all of the factors that were involved. And if we were in the same situation, what would we do? It's so easy to shun people. It's a temptation for all of us, in every circle of life, in every sector of society. And to have a great charity. And also a prayer for the redemption of the most broken, the most hijacked people, interiorly hijacked, spiritually hijacked. What were they told when they were children? What violence did they suffer? What injustice? What hardships? So this thorn bush seems to have lost all its foliage. Whereas this one over here and the other one are still going strong. They will lose their foliage too. We should be careful about laughing at the bald person because that can be very quickly our situation. And to rescue the human dignity, it's a task for all of us. In a world that tramples human beings so callously and cruelly, It's our task. It's every one of us' task. So we got off on that line there now because of the fallen branch. Or fallen tree. It was a whole tree, I think. And here we have another one here that basically all the foliage is gone. Well, there's one last leaf holding out here. And some more over here. We're at the end of the letter to the Romans today, and it's a very beautiful feature. There are major statements of doctrine and teaching and understanding of the faith and the mystery of redemption in the letter to the Romans. It's very, very rich theologically. But this last part in chapter 16 is like that heavy work is done, kind of as a more relaxed atmosphere, and now it's giving greetings. But that's a huge statement. Look at all the relationships in that text. I want you to open it up and just read it. It's fascinating. I'm not going to read it here now because I don't want to fall off this pathway. But you can read it and find it. And one of the guys there, that he's even writing the letter. So did Paul write the letter? Well, he dictated. And there we have evidence for that because it says, I, Tertius, who's writing the letter. His name is Tertius. And we have in Notre Dame in Jerusalem a sculpted, or not sculpted really, but a worked stone for the water siphon of Jerusalem 2,000 years ago. And it's a section with a perforation through the stone to carry the water, and then the lip that fits onto the next piece, and a protrusion that fits into the earlier piece. And it's used as a baptismal font now. But there's a name written on it, and it's Quartus, and that means the fourth guy. So imagine in your family if you didn't have Anna and Joe and Mike and Christy and Nancy as names of the children. You had Primus and Secundus and Tertius and Quartus and Quintus and Sextus and Septimus. We have all those names. There was even a Roman emperor, Septimus Severus. They used to use those names like that. So the numbers by which they were born became their name. I don't think we'd be happy with that today. Although the person that's in first place might be happy. First. It's a while since we walked along here, isn't it? I'm sorry didn't let you know. Put on your shoe gear. Also interesting to notice the erosion, as a lot of these stones weren't here before, but the cows obviously, sometimes they'll slip coming here, just a little bit of a slip, a semi-slip, and they'll disturb the ground and move a bunch of stones, and they'll fall down little by little. Usually stones respond to the law of gravity. And here we have another flowerless bush. And look at these ones here. For those of you who have never lived in the desert, they have green in the branches. So with very little foliage, there's still chlorophyll that can process energy for the plant, for its life. Who said that chlorophyll must only be in the leaves? Whereas these branches here don't have any chlorophyll in the branches, because they have leaves there to do that. It's amazing, the variety of creation. Look where we often walk from up here. Can you hear the water? That's how quiet it is. No airplanes. So beautiful. This is a nice stone to sit down, isn't it? Right height. Comfortable stone. Interesting thought. And then there are a lot of wise statements in the gospel today about there's wealth that's considered impure. What's the word they're using? Let me check. Something like contaminated or something. Let me see. Dishonest wealth. So, let's say money that was used for a bribe. That'd be dishonest money. Money that was stolen. Money that was done in drug trade, illegal substance that does so much damage in society, ruining lives. Such big business. Watch this guy down here. Come on. God bless him. May everybody respect this person's dignity. May he flourish in the fullness of desire that God has for his soul and become a great saint. It's nice when you're driving to say a prayer for the other people coming against you on the other side of the road. That they will reach the fullness of God's plan in their lives. Sorry. I was struck by the silence this morning. Those three cars now made some noise for us, but silence is such a gift, and silence is appropriate here in Galilee. And we're happy we don't have the sound of airplanes, especially military ones. It means that things are calmer. Dishonest wealth, stolen goods. But then maybe we receive it in transactions. People give us wealth that was used dishonestly, and it's maybe property was acquired dishonestly. Maybe we use things that were made by people in forced labor, people whose human rights are not respected. These are serious issues in a world that is very, very complex today and very united, very small in a way. This summer when we were in Switzerland, we visited a company, and they only trade for all their supplies for their products with companies they know personally, and they know and make sure that they're following ethical standards. That's amazing, because that's also a great sign of respect for human dignity. The question of collaboration and processes of evil, it's a very big one. But to use this wealth for good, then that we make sure that we sanctify all this wealth and that we use it for good. We use it for education, for lifting people up. We can't go out and create dishonest wealth dishonestly to do good. This would be very wrong. But when this comes into our hands, how do we turn it for good? I wonder if I've gone over time this morning. There are many other beautiful lines or powerful lines in the text of the gospel today. No one can serve two masters. About the unity of our heart, the consecration of our heart. It's expressed in so many ways, so many fields of life. I think society has learned a lot about the need for focus in business and studies. You can't serve two masters. You can't be always at parties and then have good exams. There has to be a unity and a consistency in life. Hey, look at this. These pigs came here and got after these roots. These plants, we've seen them before over the years. So I think this is the work of the wild boar and their hunger. They're digging up things they can eat. I think we leave it like this here, people, for today, not to make it too long. Wish you many blessings. See you later, alligators. There we have the cliffs of Mt Arbel. Might go over a little further to find some of those special plants for Instagram that are the sign of the change of winter to summer and summer to winter. Or maybe we should hold on here a minute more and make an exception, because I think they should be up here. That was one of the things in the back of my mind. I needed to get to show you those. Maybe we just wait another minute or two and we can find them up here. We saw lots of them when we go hiking on Sundays in some of the nearby valleys. That involves a bit of a drive, so that tightens the schedule in the morning too much for me. Let me see if I just go over here and see if we find those for you. No, I think they're further over. I misjudged where I am. We'd have to go way over there another bit. Might do that for the Instagram, so I think we'll leave it like this for now. And this time, see you later, alligators, at the latest in heaven. God bless you.